Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tarot Authority. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. In the description section, there's also going to be a link for donations. If you can find it in your heart to make a donation to keep this content rolling, that would be very appreciated. The more support that we can get, the more we can get videos out there. I've been a bit busy going to school for clinical psychology, but really I had this realization the other day and I really just wanted to get it out on the internet. You can also visit me at www.tarotauthority.com. And if you feel so inclined, leave a comment. Let's get some engagement going in the comments section. Without further ado, let's get going. So, recently I've been seeing a lot of really great content out there on YouTube, but and a lot of it has to do with mythical gods, great insights into different occultists such as Crowley, all these different outlooks, okay? But we need to, for occultism and esotericism and Kabbalah to be practical, we need to be able to apply it to real life. Otherwise, it's semi-useless. We need to be able to take these concepts and apply them to real life. And if we can't do that, then there's no utility to it. Yes, it makes us feel good. Yes, it makes us feel closer to God. But we are also human. We are on this path and we were placed here for a reason. So we need to be able to take these concepts and apply them to real life. Okay? So this lesson is going to be full of useful messages that we can apply to everyday life. So this is called the Tree of Life. Okay, I'm gonna start from ground one because there's probably some viewers out there that have never seen this and are brand new to esotericism, to tarot, to Kabbalah, to occultism, all the above, mysticism, everything. Okay, so this is called the Hermetic Kabbalah. And the Kabbalah has been around for thousands of years, and it's a way of looking at the universe. It's a way of looking at universal power, okay? And all the tarot cards line up here. And we'll get into that as we go through the video. So there's three pillars, 1, 2, 3. And it's said that this middle pillar is the quickest way to God, okay? It's the fastest way to traverse the tree and reach the one thing that permeates everything, which is like the first emanation of God, and anything above this is called the Ein Sof, and that's where the one power receives its charge to emanate all of these other spheres. Okay? So in the Kabbalah, there's this thing called gematria, and it's using numbers to add up to specific words, and these words can mean concepts, and then they lead you down different paths, okay? So the other day I was wondering, well, what if we added up all of the numbers of the middle pillar using tarot cards, okay? And we'll go through it as we progress. Now that would mean that we're adding 1 plus 2. We're going down this middle pillar here, okay? Plus 6 plus 14 plus 9, okay, plus 21 plus 10. And I got the number 63, okay? Now, when you get a number in gematria, you take the number and you put it into a gematria generator or something, or you go to a book and you try to find a phrase or a word that would make sense for this scenario. And I went on to the internet and I plugged it into a gematria calculator, and I actually got the English word. So there's English gematria, Hebrew gematria, there's gematria for every single language. And the English word that came out that made a lot of sense to me was to be, which in Hebrew is lehiot, okay? Now lehiot, the Hebrew gematria adds up to 451, okay? We're going to get back to that later. But right now we're just going to talk about to be, okay? Now, Along the middle pillar is said to be complete balance. It's neither masculine nor it's feminine. Now, when we go through life, we need to be completely balanced. We need to be completely balanced in our mundane selves and our spiritual selves. And we need to be able to balance ourselves through these different things that happen to us in daily life. And that is how we become to become close to God, close to our highest aspects of our humanity, of who we are, of our mystical selves, of ourselves being a good son, a good sister, a good friend, just a good person all around. Okay? So it's like I said, it's said that the middle pillar is the fastest way to God. All right? So if you think about it, we were made in God's image. We are to be like God. We are to become our highest selves. So when our lives are balanced in complete harmony, we are to be our highest selves. We are to be everything we can be. So I want to try to keep this video under 15 minutes. So I'm just going to skip through some things, but there's more here. There's always more, especially in this work, okay? And why don't we look at the tarot cards associated with this real quick? So we've got the World. And this is just to give you some suggestion, okay? So the World sits in between the Kingdom and Foundation, all right? Then we have Temperance, and we have the High Priestess. And each of these cards have to do with connection, okay? That's why they sit along the middle pillar. The High Priestess is the connection of God's law. We have the Torah, right? And we also have a suggestion of the World card on her breast with the mark of Toph, okay? Now, Temperance is considered the holy guardian angel. So it's the connection of our higher selves, of what we can become. You guys see what is going on here? Now we have the World, which represents to be the completeness of our reality, to be the completeness of who we are and everything around us, and to like basically synthesize ourselves into that all-being oneness. Okay? So, to be, super important. I mean, literally, we need to be the best aspects of who we are and what we can be. And that is how we become. So, in the Golden Dawn ritual, in the Golden Dawn Neophyte ritual, by Israel Regardi, he lays down some wisdom there. Even if you guys, I'll tell you this, I'll drop a hint for you folks out there. Even if you're not a part of the Golden Dawn or a part of a Golden Dawn organization, still read the rituals. There is some excellent wisdom scattered throughout these rituals that can seriously change your perspective on life for the better. Now, in the Neophyte ritual, I'm not going to go into every single detail, but basically the Neophyte or the initiate comes into the temple and is greeted by all of the different officers in the room, okay? He's purified and consecrated. He does these things around the room called circumambulations, where you're basically charging light and darkness, and then the light supersedes the darkness, and he comes out of the darkness. Okay, fast forward. And at one point in the ritual, the Hierophant, which represents the light ascending into the temple, okay, the Hierophant says to the Neophyte, and this comes right out of Regardi's Neophyte ritual, unbalanced power is the ebbing away of life. Unbalanced mercy is weakness, and the fading out of will. Unbalanced severity is cruelty, and the bareness of mind. Now, the reason that I'm saying this is because to be along the middle pillar here is to be in complete balance and harmony with who you are and what you are becoming. And in the neophyte ritual, the person is becoming an initiate into the mysteries. A person is becoming who their highest spiritual and magical self through the system of the Kabbalah and the Holy Kabbalah and ritual magic and tarot and just all the stuff that's attached to that, alchemy, and a myriad of other systems that are involved in the Golden Dawn. Okay? Now, what the Hierophant is actually, or the Hierophantria is actually suggesting is this path here that actually intersects with the middle pillar. Okay? So we have all these other paths that don't really touch the middle pillar, but we have these three lines here, okay, that actually create a right angle on the middle pillar. Okay, here's the middle pillar. Now, the Hierophant or Hierophantria is talking about this path. Now, in the tarot, this path actually represents strength, okay? So it takes a lot of strength to be the best people that we can be, to be the best people that we can become, okay? It takes an immense amount of transformation, okay? And what's interesting is that this card is assigned to the letter Teth, which is the Kundalini force, which is that spiritual awakening that causes a mass transformation in our life. Anyway, this path also sometimes, especially in Crowley's system, represents justice. Now, if we think about severity and mercy, those things have everything to do with justice, and especially going back to what the Hierophant says to the neophyte. Unbalanced power is the ebbing away of life. Unbalanced mercy is weakness and the fading of the will. Unbalanced severity is cruelty and the bareness of mind. Those are things that judges have to keep in mind when they're making decisions. Now, when we are making decisions, we are to become our best selves. And we use that state of being, or to be, to guide us along the way in our life, to guide us towards the right decisions, to guide us towards goodness. I think you guys are starting to see where I'm getting at with this. And this was a really profound download. These are downloads from the spiritual world. Okay? These are mine. Yeah, I'm a channel for it. But these are really messages from something beyond our reality. Okay? So, this ultimately, this entire talk, this entire, chat or lesson, quote unquote, ultimately represents the relationship between this vertical path and this horizontal path. And the relationship of Hesed and Gevurah, the path of strength, and to become our best selves, to become who we can be, to get close to Kether by following our will, by being our most divine self through the powers of mercy, through the powers of life. Okay? So now I'm going to round back around. There's more here. There really is, but we need to close this video off. I feel like I lose a lot of you guys after 20 minutes, so we're going to keep it to around 15. So rounding back around to 450. 450 comes out to a Hebrew word, mispar haharaki, which means number of slits, and slits are openings. So when we open ourselves to will and life, we become closer to God along the middle pillar. And what's even more interesting is that this creates the cross, getting us back around to the Kabbalistic cross in, well, usually in ritual magic or ceremonial magic, you start every single um, banishing, invoking, anything you do with the Kabbalistic cross. And what it's doing is it's balancing your middle pillar inside of your body with this horizontal path. Okay. And it's balancing your severity and mercy within yourself, and it's integrating all of these forces so that you can be your most highest aspect of who you are. Thank you so much, guys. If you guys want to subscribe, cool. If you want to make a donation, all the support would be very grateful. Have a blessed day, and I love you all. Thank you for watching.